What's up guys, and welcome back to our JZP save in TEW 2014. We're at our May Supercard in 1987, so we're going to jump into this. It's a big show. Oh, that's annoying. So in our pre-show, we have a couple of pre-show matches before our big pay-per-view, and a match had some good action, but non-existent crowd heat. Kurt Hennig defeated Owen Hart in 6:44 by pinfall with Hennig Plex. Pretty decent. Nah, it's not quite as good as I was hoping for. Given the two guys involved, but you know, it's just because of their chemistry not being there. Oh well, we'll remember that for future. I think I might have already done that match and just forgotten. Cheeky little Windows 8 pop up there because I moved my mouse. And then in our next match. And the match had some good action, and not much in the way of heat. Wyndham, Rotunda, the Steiners and Sting defeated Sullivan, the Barbarian, Bad Company and Johnny Ace in 12:05, and Barry Windham defeated Paul Diamond by pinfall with, I'm going to make it more accurately, a float over superplex. Now it's significantly more Barry Windham-esque. Yeah, I just thought this would be a fun match, get some of the people I want to build up a bit more momentum and popularity. And you know, Barry Windham was the only main eventer not on the show, so I didn't want him to complain. Anyway, and then we go into our opening contest, which is in a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of heat. The Rock and Roll Express defeated Eddie Gilbert and Scott Hall in 11:52. When Ricky Morton defeated Eddie Gilbert by pinfall with a double dropkick. The Rock and Roll Express make defense number 2 of their NWA World Tag Team titles. Got us to 61, so we're continuing this rivalry I think at a later date. But I'm not sure yet. I had quite a good rating though, so I might keep it going. We'll see. I'm not quite decided what I'm doing in the future. That's not what... Is that what? I don't think that's how that angle said it was going to be. Anyway, Ted DiBiase shown arriving backstage, tips his valet $500 because that's nothing to. In fact, let's go crazy. Yeah, that's 1987 money. That's enough to buy like Sweden in 1987. That's how rich of a man Ted DiBiase is, and you know he likes to flaunt it, and he's going to try and flaunt it tonight in his big match with Nikita Koloff. And then here we go, our first Horseman match of the show. So surprising, that'll probably be the one with the worst rating. And about a sort of an action, but not much in the way of heat. Lex Luger defeats Dory Funk Jr. in 12:27 by stoppage when Dory Funk Jr. was injured and could not continue. So basically in this match, Lex Luger is beating up Dory Funk, who's God in his 50s at this point. You know, he's really hammering home on the former NWA champion, one of the longest reigning champions. He gets him up in the rack, he's racking him like Dory Funk's unconscious, and he's still giving him the rack. You know, he's still, you know, doing, I don't know how the torture rack, you know, he's still pumping the torture rack, I don't know, he's still going for it, you know, he refuses to release the hold. The referee's like, in the match, Dory Funk Jr., it's over, basically. So yeah, that's a fun little segment to build something up, because the match is over, with Dory Funk Jr. Screaming in pain, screaming in unconsciousness. Lex Luger refuses to let go of his submission hold. When the referee cannot break it, he calls out reinforcements from the back. After wrestling with him for what seems like an eternity, Randy Anderson, Teddy Long and Tommy Young drag Luger off of Dory. As Luger is carted off, the camera returns to an obviously injured Dory Funk Jr. So this big name has been seriously injured by this young up-and-comer, this ambitious new guy on the scene in Lex. Got a 39, not the best rating, but you know, it's not the rating we're going for, it's the story that we're telling. So here we go in a Horseman match, and a match that had some good action and average heat. Arn defeats Jimmy Garvin in 20:01 by pinfall, got to 74. Kind of as we're moving Jimmy Garvin off onto other things, I thought it'd be nice to just have him lose to another horseman on his way to other stuff. And they have pretty great chemistry too, that's quite good. Pretty good rating actually. Arn and Garvin are both very good wrestlers, so you know, it's about what you'd expect. I'm quite pleased with that. Then Terry Funk, we cut backstage to the Funker. He is there, he is angry and he is crazy. In a real change of form. He starts off, you know, he's quite calm. Then he talks about how Flair's ally and protege, the young Lex Luger, he's crippled his brother Dory Funk, who's now in the hospital. You know, he's gone. Funk's not happy about it, and he's like, Flair, you yellow son of a bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass all over Virginia in the Richmond Stadium in Richmond, Virginia on pay-per-view, and I'm gonna murder you basically. So you know, this was already gonna be pretty crazy and intense, and it's got even more crazy and intense. This was I have big plans for this storyline now. I've got like a big idea of how to finish it, and it's something I quite like the idea of doing. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. Oh, son of a bitch. And the match had some good action, an average heat. Bam Bam defeats Tully Blanchard in 1946 by pinfall by powerbomb, winning the NWA World Television title. What an upset. You know, this young newcomer to JCP, I mean, he's only been here since like about March, and he's already won one of the main titles and defeated one of the Horsemen to do it. So this Bam Bam Bigelow chap is quite the guy to look out for. I was actually playing a bit of 2K15 on the PC as Bam Bam, and he's really fun to play as, so I've decided to start pushing Bam Bam. Also, I like Bam Bam, so why not? What else was I going to say? I don't think I have anything else about this segment. I'm annoyed that they don't have very good chemistry, which has obviously dragged their rating down a bit, but you know, we know that for future. Here we go, one of our biggest storylines. Right, sort of just before the middle of the show, I think. And about that had great action, an average heat. Big Bubba Rogers, the Midnight Express, defeated Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors. Yes, you read that right. Defeated Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors in 1959, when Bob Eaton defeated Road Warrior Animal by pinfall by using underhanded tactics. That's not right. It was meant to be managerial interference. Okay, by using underhanded tactics. So, in my mind, what I was thinking was, Animal and Hawk have a Big Bubba, who's not the legal man. If I know, should I have a Bubba or Stan? It doesn't matter. One that isn't Eaton. They have him up for the, you know, the Doomsday device, where Hawk having the other Midnight, we'll say Stan, having Stan on his shoulders, Animals getting ready to jump and do the clothesline. I know that's the opposite way around they usually did, but whatever. Cornette gets up on the apron while the referee, he's distracted by Big Bubba. Cornette gets up and he smashes this tennis racket, and I mean obliterates it. Even though it's got the cover on it, it smashes like a Jeff Jarrett guitar. It goes everywhere. Animal just like flops forward. Hawk, you know, he goes to like, he drops down Stan Lane behind him, like just lets go of his legs. He lands on his feet and like gives him the bum's rush out the ring. Bobby Eaton quickly dives in, gets a quick pin, 1, 2, 3, double champs. The Midnight Express are the United States champions and 2/3 of the 6-man tag. Pretty good match, especially considering 2 of the guys on the team that won were mid-carders and we had to keep them all strong, but I'm pleased with that. Pretty good actually. After the match, they celebrate in the ring. They've got like Cornette on their shoulders, like Big Bubba, like, you know, the Bullet Club entrance where it was used to have Bad Luck Fale, and he'd have Fergal on his shoulders. He'd have Prince Devitt up there. He's like that with Cornette on his shoulders. Cornette's waving around the remains of a tennis racket and a title, screaming his head off, like Bob Eaton and Stan Lane are running around with both their titles like it's the time of their life. Big old party at the Cornette house, and everyone's invited. Well, I'm out of breath doing this episode. I'm gonna quickly take a break and grab a drink. I'm back. I don't know why I'm out of breath. It could just be I was a bit ill last couple of days, so it could be from that. And about the featured great action and average heat. Ted DiBiase defeats Nikita Koloff in 2004 when Nikita Koloff could not continue. And he wins the NWA United States Heavyweight title. Lots of big title changes in this show. Shit's getting real. So, what caused this big title change and how could Nikita Koloff not continue? Well, I'll tell you. Ted DiBiase, they're having a fairly back and forth match. Nikita's got the power, but Ted's a better technical wrestler, It's going back and forth between each guy. No guy's looking the most dominant. And what does Ted do? We go back to Mid-South. Before he came here, his gimmick was he used to have like a loaded glove. So, sort of stealing that, but less just like a normal black glove. He pulls out like a chain, I think a gold chain, because millionaire, He has that wrapped around his fist. Referee doesn't see it, Nikita turns round, bang! Like uppercuts him right in the face. Nikita's down, Nikita's out. As you would be if you got uppercutted with a solid gold chain. He shoves it back in the tights and then it gets even worse. To prove what a bad guy Ted DiBiase is, he picks up the unconscious Nikita Koloff and then puts him in the $1 Million Dream and just like holds him like that until the referee gets undistracted. I think, well, he's probably been bumped and then gets back up, and then he sees that Koloff's like basically out of it, and then he rings for the bell and Ted DiBiase wins the title, but Nikita Koloff never submitted and he was never pinned. That's an important thing so we can keep the storyline going if the match was good, and it was good. So 82, very good rating. Ted is amazing at this point. We can do a lot with Ted DiBiase. I quite like him being the US title. The US title? The US champ. Oh god, that's like a WWE promo. Where someone's going to be the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But anyway, we keep going. We've now got Ric Flair. He comes out, well, he's backstage and he cuts a promo on Terry Funk. He says he had no influence on Lex and what he did to his brother, which is, it's a lie. Because he's Ric Flair, he lies. He then, he says he has no influence over Luger. Luger acted on his own, but he sure enjoyed it. Woo! Ric Flair, nature boy, styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. Woo! And he says Funk represents what the NWA used to be, and Flair, he's the future, and he is going to make Funk realize just how outdated, like his own brother, he is. He is gonna take him down and take him out with a figure 4 leg lock, and he'll never walk again because Flair's a heel and he's a bloody good one. Got an 85 rating for that. I'm proud of that. I'm enjoying this. I really enjoyed this series. Don't know if that comes across at all. And what do we have? And about the featured great action and average heat. The Tennessee Rebellion defeated the Von Erichs in 2004 when Dutch Mantel defeats Kevin Von Erich by pinfall with a pile driver. Basically, for this match, in my mind, you've got Gordy and Mantel. They completely isolate Kevin. So like, Kerry's on the outside, whenever he gets in, he kicks ass. He destroys everyone, twirling around like a tornado, uppercutting people, being the modern day warrior, throwing people all over the place. When Kevin gets in, Kevin does well, but then he gets taken down, he's not on the level of his brother. And that's how they eventually win. They separate him, the Dutch hits a big pile driver on him, maybe even a jumping pile driver, just because that's especially mean, and picks up the win. Like a bunch of bad guys. I got us an 81. Quite pleased with that. And, oh, that's not good. The bell sounded, yet the Von Erichs and Telsey Rebellion continue to battle each other, and they brawl all the way back to the backstage area. You know, big old brawl to the back, because so we know this isn't done. 57, it's not good. Who did poorly? Kerry, I'm surprised. But yeah, you know, basically keep this storyline going, because I think this, I've got an idea for this, and where our next pay-per-view is going to be. A video plays, hyping Flair versus Funk, because that's our next match. The main event of this evening is the Funk v Flair match. I hope it's as good a rating as I hope it'll get. It should, but I hope it does. Got a 79, you know, we're playing up the history between the two, how Funk represents, you know, the ordinary people, the common man, and Flair's a pretty boy with his robes and his jets and his limousines and pretty women and all that stuff. I got a 79, pretty good for a hype video. Then in our main event, oh please be good, pretty good. And about that, it featured great action and great heat from the crowd. Yes, Ric Flair defeats Terry Funk in 27:36, but by pinfall, following interference from Arn Anderson. And Ric Flair makes defense number 4 of his NWA World Heavyweight title. Got us an 80, let down by David Crockett's announcing. Might change him out. Basically, how I imagine this match going down, basically, the two of them get in the ring and it's like a war. They just like charge at each other, they're swinging their fists about, like Terry Funk's doing that. You know, I've talked about him punching like a lunatic like he does. He full on goes for it. He's, you know, going after Flair. Flair's trying to fight back. There's chops involved, you know, no weapons or anything that would lead to a DQ, but these two are really going at it, as it were. And we maybe get, did I think about doing that? Yeah, I did. I'll give Terry gets the visual pinfall on Flair after a big pile driver, but JJ distracts him. You know, he's distracting the ref, so the ref doesn't see, you know, 1, 2, 3, Terry Funk should have won. Out comes Arn, he hits the big spine buster on Terry Funk. Flair crawls over, like I mean crawls over, one arm on top of Funk. Referee turns around, he starts counting 1, 2, and then Terry Funk kicks out just before the 3, and the place explodes. And then, you know, he tries to fight back a bit, but you know, it's too late for him. So eventually, you know, it's too much, and Flair, I'm not sure what Flair could do to have, like, before the pinfall. Maybe he just goes for the small package and wins. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, because, like, yeah, Flair, or maybe he goes for the schoolboy with the feet on the ropes and gets it. Yeah, let's go for that. You know, he does the schoolboy with the feet on the ropes. He cheats to win, and he wins. And I got an 80. And I'm pretty pleased with that. So, you know, there's not a clear winner in this rivalry. So maybe it'll continue. Spoilers, I'm continuing it. Our final rating was an 80. Pretty good. We got really good segments. Flair and Funk individually did great promos. And what's that? Ted DiBiase and Koloff. I thought that would do well. That's who we'll compliment, but we'll do our speech after the end of this episode. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. If you did, give us a like and leave a comment. Also, random aside, that's got nothing to do with this series, but I thought I'd bring it up. Well, remember, I'm in a super good mood, because I managed to fix, in my, like, other videos, like, more graphical games, I had, like, some slight artifacting going on videos, so, like, you know, stuff would happen and you'd have, like, not like ghost pixels, but you know what I mean, like, pixels would stay locked in that or wouldn't update properly. I fixed that, and now they encode perfectly, and they're super nice looking, and I'm really happy about it. So all the things I do on my big computer are going to look really nice, yay! I'm quite happy about that. And if you want to see them when they eventually get uploaded, hit the subscribe button and you'll be like, whoa, so HD, like your eye will like fly out like they're on stalks, like in a Tex Avery cartoon. God, I'm really getting old school with these references for this series. And if you want to see the playlist, there was the annotation at the beginning, up at the top, and there'll be a link in the description, and you can watch the whole of the series. I love this series. It's so much fun to do. Mostly for the crazy Terry Funk Ric Flair promos / matches. It's quite animated. I've been all over the place. And hope you've enjoyed this episode. And wait, that's what I end on. No, it isn't. I can't remember how I end videos. And I'll see you in the next one. That's what I finish on. I go in and I'll see you in the next one.